In the heart of Silicon Valley, where dreams are forged in silicon and code, one company's story stands as a testament to the power of vision, resilience, and relentless innovation. This isn't just a story about a company. It's about a journey that began in the vibrant, pixelated world of video games and has since reshaped the very fabric of our technological future. It's the story of Nvidia, a name that once echoed in the bedrooms of gamers and now resonates in the boardrooms of the world's most powerful corporations. This is the incredible saga of how a relentless focus on creating better graphics for gamers unexpectedly unlocked the key to one of humanity's greatest endeavors: artificial intelligence. It's a journey from the digital playgrounds of our youth to the dawn of a new technological era. A story of seeing a future that no one else could, and in doing so, building the very engine that powers it. Nvidia's story begins not in a sprawling corporate campus, but in a humble Denny's diner in 1993. It was there that three friends, Jensen Huang, Chris Malachowski, and Curtis Preem, sketched out a vision on a napkin. They saw a future where personal computers weren't just for spreadsheets and word processing, but were powerful gateways to immersive three-dimensional worlds. They believed that graphics weren't just a feature, they were the future of computing. Their initial focus was singular and ambitious: to build specialized chips that could render complex 3D graphics for the burgeoning PC gaming market. After some initial stumbles and near failures that tested their resolve, their breakthrough came in 1999. They launched the GeForce 256, a chip they audaciously marketed as the world's first GPU, or graphics processing unit. This wasn't just marketing jargon, it was a declaration. The GeForce 256 could process millions of polygons per second, offloading the heavy lifting from the computer's main processor and enabling a level of graphical realism in games that was simply breathtaking. Suddenly, virtual worlds felt more alive, more tangible, and gamers were hooked. The immense success of the GeForce line cemented Nvidia's position as a titan in the gaming industry. For years, their battle with rivals for graphical supremacy was the stuff of legend in tech circles. But behind the scenes, something far more profound was taking shape. To push the boundaries of graphics, Nvidia's engineers had designed their GPUs with a unique architecture. Unlike a CPU, which typically has a few powerful cores designed to tackle complex tasks one after another, a GPU has thousands of smaller, simpler cores. This design made it a master of parallel processing, the ability to perform thousands of simple calculations simultaneously. This was perfect for rendering millions of pixels on a screen at the same time. In 2006, Nvidia made a decision that would change everything. They released a software platform called CUDA, which stood for Compute Unified Device Architecture. For the first time, CUDA gave programmers a key to unlock the massive parallel processing power of the GPU for tasks beyond just graphics. It was an open invitation to the world's smartest minds. Here's a supercomputer on a chip. What can you do with it? They didn't know it yet, but they had just laid the foundation for a revolution. The turning point, the moment when Nvidia's path pivoted from gaming to global dominance, didn't happen with a dramatic product launch. It was a quiet realization that rippled through the scientific and academic communities. Researchers, particularly those working in a nascent field called artificial intelligence, were struggling. They were building neural networks, complex algorithms inspired by the human brain, but training them required an astronomical amount of computation. Their CPUs were too slow, taking weeks or even months to train a single model. Then they discovered CUDA. They realized that the parallel architecture of Nvidia's GPUs was almost perfectly suited for the mathematical operations at the heart of machine learning. The thousands of cores could process vast data sets in parallel, slashing training times from months to days, and eventually 2 hours. It was the breakthrough AI had been waiting for. Nvidia's GPUs began to find a new home, moving from gaming PCs to the powerful servers in university labs and research institutions. They were used for everything from simulating protein folding to discovering new astronomical phenomena. Jensen Huang and his team saw this burgeoning new market not as a happy accident, but as a destiny. They leaned in hard. Instead of just selling hardware, Nvidia began to build a complete ecosystem around it. They invested heavily in developing specialized software, libraries like CUDNN, and development tools that made it easier for data scientists and AI engineers to build and deploy their models on Nvidia's platform. They created a community, fostering a deep and loyal developer base that learned to think and code in the language of CUDA. They weren't just selling chips anymore. They were selling a complete AI supercomputing platform. This strategic foresight created a powerful moat around their business, a barrier of technology and community that competitors would find nearly impossible to cross. Then the world changed. The slow and steady progress of AI research suddenly went into overdrive with the emergence of generative AI. In late 2022, models like ChatGPT were unleashed upon the world, demonstrating an uncanny ability to understand and generate human-like text. Image generators like Midjourney could conjure fantastical art from a simple description. This wasn't just an incremental improvement. It was a quantum leap. Beneath the surface of every one of these magical experiences was an insatiable hunger for computing power. Training these colossal models required not just one or two GPUs, but massive data centers packed with tens of thousands of them, all working in unison for weeks on end. And the undisputed king of these AI data centers was Nvidia. The demand for their high-end GPUs, particularly the data center-focused A100 and its successor, the H100, exploded almost overnight. It was a gold rush, and Nvidia was selling the shovels, the pickaxes, and the entire map. Companies, from nimble startups to tech giants like Microsoft and Google, were scrambling to get their hands on as many Nvidia chips as they could, spending billions of dollars to build out their AI infrastructure. The demand was so intense that it created a global shortage, with lead times stretching for months. Nvidia's revenue and stock price soared to astonishing, record-breaking heights, catapulting the company into the exclusive club of trillion-dollar corporations. Standing shoulder to shoulder with the likes of Apple and Amazon, from its roots in gaming, Nvidia had become the dominant force in the AI chip market, a market now worth hundreds of billions of dollars. While competitors like AMD and Intel are now racing to catch up, Nvidia's decade-long head start in both hardware and its robust software ecosystem has given it a commanding, almost monopolistic lead. Today, Nvidia stands at the apex of the AI revolution, but its journey is far from over. The company continues to pour billions into research and development, relentlessly pushing the boundaries of what's possible with its next-generation chips. Like the upcoming Blackwell B200, which promise yet another exponential leap in performance, their ambition now extends far beyond the data center. Nvidia is building platforms for autonomous vehicles, aiming to create the brain for self-driving cars. They are powering advanced robotics, giving machines the ability to see, understand, and interact with the physical world. And they are building the foundations of the metaverse, or as Jensen Huang calls it, the Omniverse, a simulated world for training AI and designing the future. Each of these new frontiers is powered by the same fundamental technology, the parallel computing power of the GPU, amplified by the intelligence of AI. Analysts widely predict that Nvidia's growth will continue as AI becomes more deeply integrated into every industry, from healthcare and finance to manufacturing and entertainment. However, the path ahead is not without its challenges. The very success that has made Nvidia a giant has also painted a target on its back. Fierce competition is intensifying, not just from traditional chipmakers, but also from their biggest customers, tech titans like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft, who are now designing their own custom AI chips to reduce their dependence on Nvidia. Furthermore, geopolitical tensions cast a shadow over the global supply chain, a complex web upon which the entire semiconductor industry relies. The road to the future is never a straight line. But if there is one lesson to be learned from Nvidia's remarkable journey, it is the power of a clear and unwavering vision. It's a story that proves that innovation often comes from unexpected places, that a tool built for one purpose can unlock a revolution in another. From a napkin sketch in a diner to the engine of global progress, Nvidia's story is a powerful reminder that the future doesn't just happen. It is built. It is built by those who can see over the horizon, who are willing to take risks on unconventional ideas, and who have the courage and the tenacity to turn a gamer's dream into a new reality for us all. This is the story of how a company that taught computers to play is now teaching them to think, shaping not just the future of technology, but the future of humanity itself.